friends, thank you for checking out another episode of Guerrilla Airsoft TV. My name is Jerry, and I'm here tonight with Leo.
How you doing?
And we are here today to discuss what is quite possibly the hottest gun in airsoft right now, and that is the AAP-01, manufactured by Action Army and distributed by ASG. So let me tell you a little bit about my history with this gun, and then I'm going to pass it over to Leo. A while back, I got a call from the guys at ASG, and they said, Jerry, we got a new gun, and you need to check it out. And I said, okay, well, tell me a little bit about it. They said, well, it's all polymer. I thought, well, okay, all polymer. It uses Glock mags, and I thought, okay, Glock mags, that's cool, compatibility, we like that. They said it's got a threaded barrel, and I thought, threaded barrel, okay. That means at least tracer units, you know. There was some fake suppressors on there for some crazy looking guns. Little did I know what else, you know, you could do to it at the time. And they said the price was going to be pretty affordable. They said about $100, and I was like, whoa, $100, wow, that's pretty impressive. And then they dropped the bomb on me, select fire, semi and full auto, and at that point I was like, okay, I gotta get some of these in the shop. So here's what all I know about the gun. Again, available in tan or black, full polymer. Of course, Glock mags, like we said, compatible with many Glock internal parts. It does have an actual two-stage Glock style safety. It does have the threaded barrel, which comes with the tip that actually covers up the threaded barrel, so you can expose the threads if you choose to or not. It's got the fiber optic type sights, I guess you could say. It does come with some Picatinny rail segments. You can either mount on the top or the bottom if you would like. And in order to switch it from semi to full auto, you pull the I guess it'll be the hammer, the bolt back, and there's a little lever in there, and you can click back and forth. The first time I checked it out, I felt like I was going to break it or something, but don't worry about it, you're going to be fine. Click that back and forth in order to change it from semi to full auto. Another thing is that there are a ton of aftermarket parts available for this thing. So you run it as a pistol, you can run it as a submachine gun, you can run it as a DMR. It's shocking what is available for this gun in order to create whatever kind of gun you want out of it. And so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Leo, because when I first got these guns in, I got like I think 3. Did I get 3 of each color? Because I didn't know anything. I wasn't aware of all the hype with this gun, and so I ordered just a few of each color. Leo comes in. He sees it and he goes, oh, dude, I've been hearing about this gun. I got to get this. I'm going to pick it up. And since then, I know you have gone crazy with it. You've learned every possible upgrade that's out there. You've become an expert in this gun, far more knowledgeable than me. So I'm going to let you go with it from here. Leo, tell us what you know about this gun and what kind of cool upgrades and accessories you can get for it.
Okay, so originally when this guy was showcased at SHOT Show, I believe 2019, it was a little bit talked about, a little bit controversial, being that it was based off of Ruger Mark IV. So everyone was talking about, oh, it has Glock mag compatibility, it takes Glock parts. So a few people caught on to that. Now, the greatest thing about this guy is it outranges most AEGs on the field right now. Straight out of the box, this is probably one of the best hop-ups I've seen in a while. It uses the 2-wheel, I believe, Tokyo Marui Gen 4 or Gen 5 style hop-up. So this hop-up right out of the box is capable of hopping .4s, maybe even heavier.
Have you tried? What's the heaviest you've tried with it?
The heaviest so far that I've tried was 4.5s, and
now,
it lobbed them pretty well.
Is that with a stock bucking, or was that with an upgraded
stock barrel, everything?
Does it use a standard Marui style pistol?
Yeah, it uses standard Marui VSR 10 type buckings and barrels.
All right.
The mag is just your everyday WeTech mag with a flat route on it. Nothing special there. The insides, though, is where it starts to get interesting. So for most people who pick this up, the lower was the best part. Seeing right immediately, it uses the WeTech Glock 18C system for the hammer the hammer assembly, and the auto sear. This little guy, I believe, right out of the box, is capable of 25 or 26 rounds per second on full auto, and is quite snappy on semi.
And we're just talking bare bones, stock version of the gun, no
Straight out of the
upgrades
box,
or anything.
no upgrades.
Straight out of the box for $100 gun.
For a $100 gun, this was probably one of the best releases that ASG and Action Army have pulled out in quite a while, in my opinion. It's mostly ambidextrous with the ambi slide release, safety, mag release can be swapped. You just pull it out and flip it. The bolt handle is also ambi, so no worries for anyone left or right-handed. The rails actually will only come in the ASG released version. Anyone else will have to buy the rails separately. And for anyone who picks this up who hasn't heard about it, there is an ongoing meme in the community for these where the moment you load a mag and shoot, your BBs will fall out of the barrel.
You know what? Thanks for reminding me about that, because I was going to cover that, because that is a very common thing. I've actually had many customers want to return the gun instantly because of that issue. However, it's just due to the hop-up, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when they ship it, they have no hop applied to these. So all you got to do is reach in here, pull the dial down just a little, and issue fixed.
Yep. No problem. And like I said, I had that issue just a couple hours with a customer, so a couple hours ago. So you can reach in there with, you don't need a special tool or anything. You can just stick in there with your finger. It's got some little like serrated edges. You can just kind of push it up or down and put just the tiniest bit of hop up on it, and that will keep the BBs from rolling out the barrel. Then of course, then you adjust it for range, out at the field.
You can reach in here if you can reach, or if your fingers are too big enough or too big for this, just pop the mag out. Pop the upper up, and you can also access it from right here.
And show people what you're doing. That button in the back actually allows you to, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but that allows you to break down the upper from the lower just by pushing that button right there. Yeah.
It has a button right on the back. You push it in and pull it apart, and it comes off. And it hinges on this little connect right here. You can pull it off, put it back on, and just make sure it clicks when you put it back in.
Awesome. Not complete disassembly, but basic disassembly without any tools at all.
Yep.
All right, so show us some of the things that you've done to yours, and maybe talk about some of the upgrades that are out there that people might not be aware of.
So, stock, it's pretty well. It fits in the AmmoMax Glock 17 holsters.
It does. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Does it
Yeah.
really fit in the Glock holster?
It does.
I had no idea.
If you want the rail on there in the holster, you will have to cut a notch into it. But if you don't run the rail, it fits perfectly in there. So it took me a while to gather all the parts, but I've created mine into a little bit of a monstrosity here. Starting from front to back, like this upper is not the one you see on the stock variant. This is the Action Army CNC Black Mamba upper. Pretty straightforward. When you buy it, you just swap all your internal parts into this one and you're good. You just have to make sure that you do lube the bolt pretty well, since it is metal on metal contact now. I have in mine a 250 millimeter Crazy Jet barrel, because why not? I have a AZ Tactical pistol light. I have the Action Army CNC'd hop-up unit in here, which is pretty cool. It uses AEG nubs, and it has a little dial system to adjust hop-up. And now they just recently released a thicker O-ring. If you don't like the dial setup, you can use an O-ring to hold it down instead. Let me see here. I have the primary Airsoft MP5 adapter. I have the Action Army stock. Little warning with these, at least with mine anyways, the stock tends to collapse when you're firing. Not sure if that's just mine. Easy way to fix that, just stick a screw wherever you want your adjustment to be and you're good. It does fold to the side for easy put away. Cool thing not many people know about yet is the TTI Airsoft charging handle / external selector switch that I have here. cool little thing. A little bit tricky to install, so you really have to pay attention to the instructions there. But it does give you access to the switch right here under the stock. Easy back and forth. I have on this side the Action Army thumb rest, the extended mag release, and the mag well. Word of warning: some mags will require that you modify the mag well for them to fit. For me, the MP5 adapter did not fit with it initially, so I did have to modify quite a bit. Aside from that, I also have the Cow Glock 18C hammer assembly, full auto sear. So everything in here is CNC steel versus the OEM. I believe it's pot metal. So it'll last a good while before anything starts to break. Usually it's the hammer that breaks first. But yeah, pretty much everything else. If you get the TTI charging handle, it will come with a 140% nozzle spring. So I matched that with the CNC TAC 140 recoil spring, and it comes with a short stroke buffer so that it doesn't hit the back of the stock here. Now, what was I going to say? So when you fit aftermarket triggers, you will notice sometimes the safety will get in the way. Personally, I removed my safety. I removed my slide release. Word of warning: that will void your warranty. So
of course,
do that at your own pleasure. For me, it was just a lot easier to fit it with moving it out of the way. You can modify the stock trigger to be less of a pull. I'm not sure if you can see, but the Gen 2 AAPs will come with a silver hammer versus the original black. These last about, I'd say, 10,000 more rounds versus the original because they're machined a little bit better. But anyone who knows the Glock 18 system will easily know how to take these apart and rebuild them if needed. They're compatible with WeTech parts, with TM parts. Like I said, I have the Cow set in mine. For a $100 pistol, this little guy will last quite a while.
So even if you're not going to go crazy and do all this, tricked out stuff, just the stock pistol by itself is pretty impressive, especially at that $100 price point. There's not a lot of guns out there in that price point that I recommend. I mean, other ASG guns like the Polymer P09, great gun, but it's not upgradable like this.
No, it has no parts compatibility.
The PPQ from Elite Force, that used to be kind of our standard go-to under $100 gun. But again, there's nothing compared to this as far as upgrades and accessories you can go with it. Plus, just because it's such a popular gun, availability of aftermarket and even just spare parts, if you're not going to trick it out into basically, a speed QB type gun, just the basic aftermarket or even the standard replacement parts are available, which is not always the case. You'd be surprised in airsoft how some pistols just don't have parts availability. But because of the popularity of this and because of the popularity of the tinkerers community within airsoft, man, the sky's the limit, and availability in parts is certainly there.
Yeah, after the release of this guy, initially for about the first couple months, there wasn't much hype about it. Up until people started realizing everything that was compatible with it right out of the box, the parts market exploded with compatibility with barrels, buckings, hammer parts, triggers, mags. Some people even managed to fit mag wells from Gen 3 Glocks on there.
Oh, really?
The 3D printed community is insane with these right now. There's people making drill kits, halo kits, anything you can think of. People are doing it right now.
Cool. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to show the listeners tonight?
Let me see. So right out of the box, this guy ranges, I believe, around like 340 FPS.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And see, here's the interesting part. At 340 FPS, this little guy outranges quite a few out of the box Crytacs.
Wow.
So little thing to note there.
Okay, cool.
This,
good to know.
this little guy has taken probably what I would say the top spot for budget pistols.
Hands down, no doubt about it. Mm-hmm.
At one point was even dubbed the high kappa killer.
Yeah.
Just due to the popularity of Speed QB.
I can understand,
and
sure.
the gas consumption coming from only the bolt moving during fire.
Yeah, that's something I never even really thought about.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you don't have a full slide moving back and forth, it is going to be a much more efficient gun than
Very much.
than anything else in its category.
Mm-hmm. So with my setup, actually, even with a 250 millimeter barrel, I'm only reaching about 387 FPS at 80 PSI on my HPA adapter. Word of warning, some barrels will skyrocket your FPS to around 500 plus. So you just have to keep an eye out for that. Usually with HPA, it's easily regulated down. So nothing too crazy there.
All right, cool. Well, Leo, hey, man, thanks for coming in tonight. I appreciate you showing us what is available for this gun and some of the details that I didn't know, because I know that I sell a lot of them, but as far as the details of the upgrades and everything, that kind of opens up the door to a lot of different custom options, and being able to set up the gun however you want. So.
One more.
Okay.
So for those of you who want to upgrade this right out of the box, change some stuff out, there is few retailers that have the aftermarket parts for them, that being Airsoft Atlanta, MIR Tactical, and a couple others. But if you want to find every single part available for these right now, you could check out WGC Shop. They are based in Hong Kong.
War Game Club, old school distributor. They're still around? I didn't even know that.
They are still around, and they are kicking out every single part available for these.
Cool.
So they do ship US, and they do ship pretty fast.
But with the popularity of these things, we're going to start seeing all that stuff available stateside pretty
Most
soon.
people who use the Hop-Up app already know that there's several people selling pre-upgraded, selling all their spare parts for these, anything unused. These are pretty much the M4 of the pistol world right now.
And who knows, maybe we'll start seeing some of those upgraded parts available here at Guerrilla Airsoft. So, anyways, Leo, thanks for coming in tonight. I appreciate it. You were able to open up a lot of windows to this gun that I wasn't able to show the people. And we thank you folks for listening. We appreciate it. Have a good one.